Dear students, in this lecture video, we studied about the classification of substations. How the substations are classified according to which parameters we have to be considered. That only we have to study it in this lecture video. Now you see the slide. This is the types of substations or the classification of the substations. First, the substations classified into two types. One is according to service requirement, another one is according to the constructional features. According to the service requirement, the substations are classified into transformer substation, switching substation, power factor correction substation, frequency changer substation, converting substation, and then industrial substation. According to the constructional features, then the substations are classified into four types: indoor substation, outdoor substation, underground substations, and pole mounted substation. Now you can detailedly study each classifications. Now you see, first, on the basis of the nature of the duties, the substations are classified into step up or primary substations, step down or distribution substations, then primary grid substation. We already know and the structure of substation la for step up purpose only we are using the transformers in the primary substation. So for step down purpose only we are used in the distribution side. So therefore then basic the nature of duty, what are the duty, whether step down or step up, this is the duties. Based on the duties we classified into the substation into three types. Then according to the basis of operating voltage, okay, high voltage substation, extra high voltage substation, and then ultra voltage substation. That is ultra high voltage substation, that is UHV, ultra high voltage substation, EHV, extra high voltage substation, HV means high voltage substation. Then on the basis of importance, okay, importance of the substations, two substation is there. One is grid substation, another one is town substations. Okay, student, the previous slide, that means according to service requirement and then construction features, the substations are classified. This is according to nature of duties, operating voltage, and importance. Then next, according to the service requirement, I told no, the service requirement, okay, that is classified. First one is the transformer substation. The transformer substation la, what are the things happen? Changing the voltage level. Changing the voltage level means what? That is either step down or step up. Then receive power of some voltage and deliver it to the other voltage. If you can generate the voltage from a generating station, means then again we can transmit the voltage to primary transmission. So this is the voltage delivered to the other voltage. Then the transformer be the main component. That's why this is called as a transformer substation. Then most of the substations are the transformer substation. Then switching substation, this is the subdivision of service requirement. So the switching substation is nothing but do not change the voltage level. Voltage level we can't change it, okay, and because the incoming voltage is equal to outgoing voltage, so that's why there is no change in voltage level. Then the switching substation is used to perform the switching operation of the power lines. That's why it is called as a switching substation. Then the continuation of service requirement. According to the service requirement, the substation classified into power factor correction substation. The name itself is that this substation located at a receiving end of the transmission line only. So normally the synchronous condenser only is used for the power factor improvement. And then this type of substation improve the system power factor. Then only the substation consumes less reactive power. Okay, otherwise if you consume more power means that we have to pay several thousands of the amount to the electricity board only. So that's why improve the system power factor due to we are using a synchronous condenser as a power factor improvement device. This type of substations la used at the receiving end only. The next converting substation, the name itself is there, converting AC power to DC power or DC to AC. The another thing, traction purpose, electroplating purpose. Okay, the electroplating means the coating and then the traction, electric locomotive train line is there, no. So there is the converting substations. Okay, this is the comes under service requirement only. The continuation of the service requirement, the substations are classified into frequency changes substation and industrial substation. The frequency changes substation, the name itself is there, change the supply frequency. Another thing, the frequency changes. Okay, then which is required for the industrial utilities. Maybe the industrial utilities whether higher value to lower value or lower value to higher value. So this type of the substation is called as the frequency changer substation. The next, industrial substations is used to supply power to the individual industrial consumers. For that purpose we are using the industrial substation. This is the based on the service requirement. So totally how many? 7. So 7 substations, that means under service requirement. Then second, according to the constructional features. Okay, constructional features, first one is indoor substation. Indoor substation what? Up to 11 kV only. Up to 11 kV substations that is indoor substation rating. Then the substation equipment installed in the indoor only because of economic consideration. These type of the substations put together and they satisfied up to 66 kV only. Then next, outdoor substation. The outdoor substation we have to use the voltage above 66 kV. We can use outdoor substation. And then large number of equipment, that is switches, circuit breakers, relays, etc. And then the outdoor substation is not economical compared to indoor substation because that means to install indoor means because large space requirement is required. This is it is not again here indoor means all the equipment that means installed in the indoor only, but the outdoor means all the equipments are that means installed in outside only. So therefore large space required for installation of outdoor substation. So therefore the cost is high, therefore it is not a economical one. Then next type of substation under constructional features, underground substation. The underground substation is used in thickly populated area. That means where there is no space is available, no, to that time only we can use the underground substation. That means where the no space is available to construct the open substation, that means indoor and outdoor. Under this situation we can construct the underground substations. Okay, then next type is pole mounted substation. The pole mounted substation also is the one of the type of the outdoor substation only, but here the pole mounted substation installed over that is the high pole, that means 4 pole structure only. This type of substation very cost is very cheapest only. So therefore the voltage level is 11 kV or 33 kV only. This is the voltage level of the pole mounted substation. So the according to the constructional features, the substations are classified into 4 type: indoor, outdoor, underground and then pole mounted substation. Now on the basis of natural of duties, I already told, no, step up or step down Okay, before you just study the classification, now the detail is studied. Step up means what? That is the generator voltage 11 kV or 30 kV is stepped down up to primary transmission voltage. That is the step up or primary substations. Usually these type of substations are associated with the generating station or power station. The next is step down or distribution substation means it is located at the load center. That means where the sub transmission or the primary distribution. That means there only you have to install a step down or distribution substation. Okay, for step down purpose. That means 415 to C 230 volt. So and then feed the consumers through distribution network and service line. This is the usage of step down or distribution transformer. That is the substations. Okay, and then the last type of the substation which is comes under nature of duties. Nature of duties, primary grid substations. It is located at the suitable load centers along the primary transmission lines. Then second one is the primary transmission voltage is stepped down to the different suitable secondary voltages. Then the voltage is further stepped down to sub transmission or the primary distribution voltage. This is the function of the primary grid substations. Okay. Then next what? Operating voltage. We already classification, now we can detailed studied. Okay, operating voltage la high voltage means what? The voltage range between 11 kV and 66 kV. That means 11 kV, 33 kV, and then 22 kV, 66 kV. This is all that means comes under high voltage substation. Then extra high voltage substation, that means the voltage range is 132 kV to 400 kV, 132 220 kV like this. So 132 kV to 400 kV is nothing but the extra high voltage. This voltage only is called as a extra high voltage. What is the ultra high voltage? Is above 400 kV only. So based on the voltage level only we have to classify it into three types of substations. Okay, then on the basis of importance, how the substations are classified. One is grid substations, another one is town substations only. Okay, grid substation means what? Bulk power transmitted from one point to another point in the grid mode only, and then any disturbance occurs in this type of the substations may cause the failure of the grid only. This is the disadvantages of grid substations. Then town substation means here the voltage is stepped down. That means 33, for example 33 to 11 kV for further distribution purpose only. Then here if any failure occurs in the down substations, that means the result is the failure of the supply for whole of the town only. This is the major drawback of the town substations. Dear students, I hope that in this lecture video you studied about the classification of substations. Okay, what are the parameter we have to classify? The first one is service requirement, and then constructional features, basics of importance, and then basis on voltage, and then basis on the requirement. Okay, basis on the operating voltage, basis on the requirement, nature of the duties. Okay, so the under these parameters we can classify the substations. Okay, thank you student for watching this video.